Know that they ride or die. I keep boys.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boy, Big Norm. I want to welcome everyone to the Everyday Norm podcast. If this is your first time listening, first time checking out the channel, I want to say thank you very much for your support. Please subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend about it. Like, share, subscribe. Tell me what you think about this episode and previous episodes of the podcast. You can also check out the audio version of the podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Stitcher, and other apps that stream podcasts. Please check out my second podcast, Speak Life, Season 1, available on Spotify as well, and Apple Podcasts. On today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about when a man is fed up. When a man is fed up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say first and foremost that despite what some people may think or may say, that men can get fed up. We can get fed up. There are some things that, we get tired of too. But the notion is that men don't. I was talking to a coworker. He asked me about my podcast and things like that. And I told him what the topic was going to be. And he said, man, I wish more people would talk about that, would touch this subject more. And I said, well, I'm going to touch it now. I'm going to touch it this week. So to my coworker, I hope he's listening, checking out the video right now. So appreciate the love, appreciate the shout out. And if you have a suggestion, an idea what you for the podcast, hit me up at bignorm507 at gmail.com. That's bignorm507 at gmail.com. But on today, why is it? And he said this, and it made a lot of sense to me. Why is it that when it comes to relationships and men, when a woman is tired, when she's frustrated, when she is fed up, a man is supposed to automatically change, adjust, do whatever he has to do to fix the situation, to keep the relationship going. But when a man is fed up, when he's tired, he's frustrated, when he's checked out of the relationship, it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball game. He's either in his feelings, or what women like to say, he hadn't had any in a while, or stop being a blankly blank, 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 blank. You're acting like a blankly blank. You're acting like a F boy. Why is that? So I'm going to give you a couple of signs, ladies, and I hope you take this to heart, whether you are single, whether you are dating, whether you are married, because men are, for the most part, the same. So I would say this. I'm going to give you some signs to let you know that, maybe, just maybe, that he's done. He's checked out. Okay. Think about when you first started communicating. Think about when you first started communicating. Does he communicate with you the same way that he did before? You had nice, good conversation. And all of a sudden, he's barely talking. It's more like one word conversations. Has he gotten distant? Has he gone distant towards you? He's not as affectionate, or he doesn't seem like he wants to spend a whole lot of time with you. He seems like he's more going through the motions. Does he even smile anymore? And one thing, and ladies say they can pick up so many things, pick up on this. Does he look at you the same way that he used to? Does he look at you the same way that he used to? If you've answered yes or no to these questions, you may have a man who's checked out a relationship, who may be fed up. Some of the problems are these, is this. We need to get out of the ridiculous notion, ladies. Please stop thinking these things. One, please stop thinking that a man can't get fed up. Okay, so that's one thing. Please stop thinking that a man can't get fed up. Another thing is, stop thinking that if a man for some reason isn't interested in you, he is automatically either cheating or he is automatically homosexual. Stop that. Stop that. That can be further from the truth. Not all incidents, not all cases involve another woman or being homosexual. What you're doing is taking the responsibility off of you to examine yourself. Because, ladies, when something's going wrong, you want men to examine themselves and figure out what's going on, how to fix it, everything. Ladies, you need to do the exact same thing. And here's something that I would like to let women know that about men. Men are just as emotional as you are. The things that you all want in your relationships, we want in the relationship. We want to be able to trust you. We want to be able to communicate with you. We want to be able to be comfortable with you, to trust you with our words. Because if we can trust you with our words, we can in turn then trust you with our hearts. But if you've made it clear that you are not trustworthy of our words, then we will not trust you with our heart. If we can't communicate with you without these things being thrown back in our faces somewhere down the line in another argument that has nothing to do with it, or when it's convenient for you to try to make a point or to just stab or to just jab and get some cheap shots in to try to hurt us, then we're not going to communicate. We're not going to do the things that you want to do. And ladies, here's another thing. And I know this is going to be this is going to be some kind of great revelation, some big, huge revelation. Actually, it isn't. And that's this: sex doesn't fix everything. I'll repeat that again. Sex doesn't fix everything, ladies. I'm going to I'm going to drop something on you. Men, ladies, can be and get just as emotionally disconnected to you as you can be emotionally disconnected from your man. Men, we can get just as emotionally disconnected from you as you can from us. Meaning, no amount of sex, no amount of fancy dress, no amount of fancy cooking, no amount of whatever you think it is, no matter none of that is going to fix the problem if there's an emotional disconnect on the part of your man. If he doesn't look at you the same way, like you're a totally different person, the fire, the passion in his eyes that you don't see anymore, there is an emotional disconnect. And once again, won't have anything to do with being having another woman, won't have anything to do with being gay. He's looking at the person that's standing in front of him and he does not see the same person. Something has changed about you within him to where he no longer sees you the same way. He no longer talks to you the same way. He no longer treats you the same way. It's like he's more so going through the motions as opposed to putting in real effort into relationships, spending time together, eating out, date night, whatever the case may be. But we are just as emotional as you are. We want the same things in a relationship that you all want. We want the trust. We want the honesty. We want the loyalty. We want the respect. We want the love. We want these things as well. So it doesn't matter how much you think how much of a wop you think you have. If a man is looking at the inside, and if the inside of you is turning him off, it doesn't matter how you look on the outside. Doesn't matter how you look at it out on the outside. Stop thinking that all I gotta do is just give them some. Stop thinking that because it's not true. It's not true whatsoever. We need to stop thinking that. It's actually insulting. It really, really is. And I've talked to my wife. We've had talks like this, and she said many times that maybe a change of scenery could fix things. And I would tell her that for a man, no amount of scenery, you can go to the moon, you can go to the edge of the universe, and you would still have the same problem at the edge of the universe that you did when you were at the house. Changing the scenery doesn't change the problem. Changing the scenery does not change the perspective of a person. You go from a place with no trees to a place with trees, guess what? You're just in a new location with trees with the same problems. with the same problems. I just can't stress this enough. You know, because we see shows like we see TV shows, we'll see a movie, we'll hear a song. R. Kelly a few years ago, when a woman's fed up, Tyler Perry, Diary of a Mad Black Woman. But why don't we talk about when men are fed up? Why? Because men aren't supposed to be fed up because we're men? No, we're still human. You know, I wish there was I wish there was a movie that highlighted something like this, and there actually is. There actually is a movie, and I would encourage people. I think it's on Tubi, but look it up on YouTube. And it came out a few years ago. Didn't get a lot of traction, but it's a movie I would definitely recommend people just checking out. It's called Diary of a Tired Black Man. Diary of a Tired Black Man. Just look it up. I've only seen like maybe a trailer of the show, movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I would encourage people to check it out because it gives the male perspective of what we have to go through or what we experience many times in a lot of relationships. And I'm not saying every woman is like this, per se. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm just trying to, ladies, to give you some ideas on what could be going on with your man if you feel that, you know what, maybe he has disconnected from you. First of all, examine yourself before you go to him. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you doing this? Examine yourself. Stop thinking that because he's changed that he's in his feelings. Stop thinking that. Examine yourself the way you want him to examine him first before he comes to you, and figure out. And if he opens up to you, ladies, please, I encourage you, don't just hear him, listen to him. Don't just hear him, listen to him. That may be one of the problems, a communication issue or lack thereof. Listen to him. Take his feelings into consideration the exact same way you want us to take your feelings into consideration. I really don't think that's a hard thing to do. It's about give or take 50-50 compromise. You know, men can't be the only ones trying to fix a broken relationship, just like women shouldn't be the only ones trying to fix a broken relationship or a bad relationship. It takes two. Make the effort. But all I'm saying is, ladies, if you want the man to move heaven and earth to fight for a relationship when you're tired, when you're fed up, when you've checked out, then don't you think it'd be only respectful and nice and courteous to do the same? That's going to do it for today's episode. I appreciate all the love, support. Please check out the audio version of this particular topic, a little bit longer than this video, obviously, but check out the audio version that you can find on Spotify. Please check out Speak Life, my second podcast. Season 1 is completed. I'll be soon get started on working on episodes for season 2. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, everyone who has supported the Everyday Norm podcast. If I have some gamers out there, if my face look familiar, I have a gaming channel, Big Norm TV, that you can find on YouTube. Please check that out as well. And for those who are on Facebook, we have an Everyday Norm podcast Facebook page. Become a Norm Sayer. Join Big Norm Nation. Tell me what you think about the episodes. And if you have an idea, a comment, a suggestion for an episode or a previous episode, please hit me up at bignorm507 at gmail.com. That's bignorm507 at gmail.com. But this has been the Everyday Norm podcast. I'm your host, Big Norm. I love you all with the love of Jesus, and I will leave you with these words. Let's look upward and not downward. Let's go forward and not backwards. Always lend a helping hand. In Jesus' name, amen. God bless you, and I will see you when I see you.
I'm a OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my OG boy.